Steve. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time, man. I absolutely love the season. Season two, I was like, they can't top this, but you did it again. So, Steve, for
Thank
you,
you. I
no
appreciate
problem, man.
that.
So for you this season, can you just talk about we got these new cast of the Sparrow Academy, and we got them in the mix now. Can you talk about what it was like just trying to balance, because the Umbrella Academy cast is already pretty big, so bringing them in and balancing that out, because I thought you did a pretty good job with that. I
Well,
was really impressed.
well, thank you. Well, first of all, it was a challenge during COVID because at a certain point we weren't allowed more than 5 actors on the set at any one time, and then I put 14 people in the show, so that was a challenge. But it was great because the actors who play the Sparrows are just so great. We got great casting. Justin Cornwell, Cassie David, Brittany Alford. I could tell you all of them. But what was wonderful is they brought a totally different energy to the stage, and I felt that even our actors playing the umbrellas became a bit competitive. So when they were all in their suits together on stage, I felt like everyone was giving a little bit more, because this is our house. You're in our home. So it was a lot of fun to do that. I wish I could do more with them. It was just I love those Sparrows.
Yeah, sometimes I was like, "Am I rooting for the Sparrows right now?" I was like, "They're really going at
Right,
them," but
right.
I really enjoyed them. And with at the end of season two, when they were introduced, did you have an idea of like what you were going to do? Like, because I feel like tonally we got a change of direction from the past two seasons. And did you have like a vision that you knew you were going to take them with this season, especially towards the latter half of the season?
Yeah, I knew exactly. I had a very good plan for season three. So, I set them up in the end of season two in silhouette so you couldn't really see them. And then I knew we were going to start a hard pickup exactly where we left off before we went into the season. And that was something I'd really planned out. I hadn't cast them yet, but I had a good idea who I wanted. But that was a planned connective tissue there.
Oh, that's interesting. You haven't that you didn't cast them. That's interesting.
No,
But
the
top.
people up there in the silhouette are stand-ins. We didn't have
Oh,
because we were 8-10 months away from even starting to cast. So I just had to put people up there in silhouette and what I thought I wanted them to look like. I'm sure those people were disappointed they didn't get the parts. And then I filled in the pieces afterwards with the actors who became the Sparrows.
Can you talk about crafting the soundtrack for this? 'Cause I thought it was impeccable. I felt it really elevated the tone and the scenes that they were played in.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. Music's a big part of my life, and music is a big part of the show. We very much pride ourselves on our music. So I write music into the show, and sometimes a song inspires me for a scene, or a scene inspires me to find a song. I also encourage the writers to do the same thing. So the writers are always putting music in the show. And ultimately, I put together the playlist for the season. I work with Jen Malone, our amazing music supervisor, and we work on it. And, sometimes she says, maybe we could do better here, we could do better there. But the challenge is always to find a great song, but also sometimes to subvert the expectation of how the song fits in the scene. And that's a trickier process. But, I love some of the songs we put in this year too. And I hope the fans do as well.
Absolutely. I got a couple minutes left, but one interesting thing I really enjoyed about the season as well was we got a lot more Sir Reginald Hargreaves and him interacting with the cast. So what was that like, kind of writing him back into the story and having him play like more crucial parts along as the story progressed more and more?
Well, the actor Colin Fiore is just a fantastic actor of stage, screen. He's done it all. But, there's so many layers to the character, and we're just scratching the surface of who he is. And I find him just, he can be a great contradiction. He sometimes has a little bit of kindness, and he can be really mean. But ultimately, he has a master plan, and I don't think we've seen the rest of his master plan yet. I think we're just seeing, we're maybe 65% there on what his big plan is. But I do love watching him interact with different kids because he has, they all share a common trauma of his upbringing, but he interacts with them all different. He has a different way of dealing with each of them, which is fun to watch and fun to write.
Absolutely. Well, I'm getting a wrap up sign. Just gotta say again, absolutely love the season. I
Thank
need
you.
5 more seasons. I cannot wait to see what you do next with the rest of the future of the show, because that the last couple episodes are just like, oh my God. Like this was the most cinematic like season thus far, as well as
Oh,
visually.
that's great. I much appreciate. Thank you.
So
Appreciate
thank
it.
you for giving me some of your time, Steve.